Hello everyone, my name is Carlos ABC. I'm here to take you through my code that I've written for two websites, linking each of them to the other. This is the HTML document for the first website, which is the login page, and the second was new. The second page or the second website, which is the sign up page. Let me take you to the website. So this is the interface of the login page. And when you click on the sign up button, it takes you to the sign up page where you fill out your form to save your credentials. If you already have an account, you click on already have an account. It takes you back to the login page. So let's go through the code together with the website. So we start with the login page first. Um, As you can see, the login page is divided into two sections, the white background and the purple background. So the white background, I used a was name div tag to separate to make this possible with the help of flexbox. So the left side of the web page has a class name of left, as you can see here in the visual code, the visuals you use, and the right side of the web page has the class name right. Let me take you to the CSS of the website. As you can see, there's an asterisk. Sorry, there's an asterisk here. This is called Universal Selector. What it does here is it gives the style inside its braces. It applies the style to all the elements on the web page. For example, you can see font family, Poppins, sans serif is going to apply to all the text on the web page. Moving on, when you see the body style, the body element here, you have a background of white, which you can see it's not actually white though. It has a little bit of purple shade in it. And I'm also using a display property here, which is known as the flexbox. It helps to align, arrange, and distribute items like easily and justify content. As you can see, the contents have been, the items have been justified to the center. The welcome back, the email, the inputs, the sign in button, apart from the forget password, which is at the left side. The rest are all in the middle, including the first timer and the sign up button is this right up here. So let's dive into it. When you check the HTML code, the entire the entire website has a class name of container, which is like the body, like the body of the website before the sub classes, like the left class and the right class. So these are the styles of the container: a width of 80%, height of 75, vertical height, a background of white with a little bit of purple, a display property with flex, border radius of 15, overflow property of hidden, and a box shadow with a color. And I've assigned it to a maximum width of 1100 px. When you come to the left side, which is this white background with the write up and style here, it has a width of 50%, a padding of 60 px, also using a flex box, which is the display property and the flex. Justify content to the center, then flex direction is a column direction. Coming here, the left H1, which is the class name for the welcome back here, a color of purple, a margin bottom of 35 px. That's the space between here, the space between the welcome back and the first input box, which is the email input box. That's the margin bottom of 35 px, a font size of 32 px. Moving on to the input, which is the email and the password. I have a weight of 100%. Let me increase it so you see it. A weight of 100%. That's why it's that long. A padding of 14 px and a border of 1 px solid. As you can see a thin line. That's the border. It's a little bit purple. Yeah. Moving forward to the sign in button. The sign in button, actually, when you click it, nothing happens because uh, I'm using an href tag, which when you click on the sign in button, takes you to the topmost page of the website. So it's only one page. You can't scroll down, so that's why when you click it, you don't see anything happening. That's how it is. If you've noticed, when you hover around the sign in button, it changes its color. This is due to the property of I'm coming. So this is due to the property of uh, hover. As you can see, I'm using the class name for the sign in button here is sign in hyphen btn, and a property of hover. When you hover around it, like when you move your mouse pointer to it, it changes color from a purple to a dark purple. Yeah. And as you can see, the theme for my website is purple. To the last part of the left side, which is the forget button. When you move, also when you hover around the forget button, or when you hover on the forget button, you see what's name it's being underlined. This is as a result of property known as the hover property. And sorry, it's a property known as text decoration property, and it helps to underline the forget password when you hover around it. Moving to the right side of the web page of the left class with the name left class, with the name class, sorry, with a class name left, you can see a background, a purple background with white inscriptions on it. First timer, first timer, sign up and discover a lifetime opportunity. Lorem, blah, 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 blah. And moving on to the sign up button. Also, the sign up button, when you hover around, when you hover on it, you can see it changes color to white. And the text itself is white, but when you hover on it, the text changes to a purple color. This is as a result of um, sign up hover. The background changes to white when you hover around it, and the color also changes to purple. But initially, the background is transparent and the color is white. Moving on to the sign up page. Let me click on the sign up button to send us there. So this is my sign up page. The entire background is a gradient color, a purple gradient color, which was done using a style property, linear gradients, as you can see here, under the body element. The linear gradients, 135 degrees, as in the angle to which is the gradient is applied in two colors. Let me take you through the HTML first. So this is the HTML. Oh, sorry, I forgot. When you check the tab, the tab at the top here, you can see some small icon here, like a green icon with a plus by each side. Um, this was done using a link tag with a relation icon and an if href attributes pointing to the image. So this is an image here, and this is the name of the image, img underscore 1102.8.png. That's the format in which portable network graphics. That's the format in which it's in. So let's go. As you can see, I have the main uh, div tag with the class name main container. That's the white background you can see here, the white background, and a form. Usually when you use something like first name, last name, where users are required to type in something, you usually use the form tag, which helps you save records after they are done. So when you check, I have register form, which is the purple big one here with H2 tag. That's the size, the heading size, header 2. And coming down, I have a sub div tag called with the class name row. That's the first name and the last name. They are all under one tag. And also the password and the confirm password are also under the same tag. So the first name and last name tag is the name of the tag. Sorry, the name of the class is row, and the name of the password class is also row. So with the help of this class name, I'll be able to um, style them completely. Also, looking at the button input here, the type is submit, and the value inside is register. This is what you can see here, the register button. When you hover around it, it also uses the hover property. So when you hover around it, you see that the color changes to like a deeper color. Yeah. And the last part is a link to the login page earlier that you saw earlier. When you also click on it, it sends you back. So let me go back. This was done using an href attributes, sorry, an a tag with an href attribute linking this web page, the sign up web page, to the login page. Already have an account, so when you click on it, it sends you back there. Let me take you through the CSS part of this. As you can also see, I'm also using the universal selector here, the asterisk, margin of zero, padding of zero, box sizing to border box, and font family of Arial sans serif. So the body, minimum height of 100 vertical height. And the background, as I said earlier, the background is a linear gradient of purple with the degree of 135. Coming to the main container, which is the white background here. It's also using a display a property with a flex. So basically, this website, the two websites uses what was named a flexbox property mainly to arrange its content and align items. So I'm using a display of flex, justifying my content to the center, and also aligning items to the center. Also using a height of 100 vertical VH. When you see here, the class of my form, then the class name of my form is detail box, and the form is from the first name to the confirm password. All this is the form. And also, if you hover around the form, like the first name, last name, the pointer changes from the arrow to a text like a text icon. Yes, that was also done using the hover property. So the detail box, which is the class name for the form, is using a white background, not necessarily white though, but it looks white. A white background, sorry, a white background, padding of 12 and 15 px, border radius of 17 px. The border radius is the curved edges. And usually when you use an input, it's rectangular in shape, but the border radius helps to round the edges. And a border of 1 px solid and a white, slightly white color. The outline of my border is none. Coming to the full, so I've grouped the form into two. When you study, the first name and the last name have the same properties as the password and the confirm password. So the first name and the names and the password are uh, using a class name of row, and the email and phone number are using a class name of full, because their size, like their size are different from the name and the password. When it comes to the full class, which is the email and the phone number, I'm using margin bottom of 15 px. That's the from this borderline, the borderline of the email to the top border of the phone number. That's the 15 px, and also from the bottom borderline of the phone number to the password and confirm password. The same. That's also the same 15 px. The space between them. Full input, referring to the class of the email and the phone number. A width of 100%. That's why it's so long. A padding of 12 and 15 px. Border radius of 25 px. Also, as you can see, the edges are rounded, and the outline, there's no outline. Or in the form tag, there's no outline here. Moving to the next style, which is the detail box button. That's my register button here. A weight of 100%. As you can see, if you've noticed, the full input is using a weight of 100%, and also the detail box is also using a weight of 100%. That's why you can see that they are similar in size, as in the length. Oh, sorry, the weight. They're similar in weight. I'm also using a padding of 12 px, a border radius of 25 px, border none, a linear gradient of uh, this color, yeah, the initial color. When you hover around it, you see that it changes color. And the color, yeah, the color refers to the writing, the text inside the button, which is white. A font size of 16. And let me show you. You can change the font size to any size you want. If I change it to 30 and I save, it changes here. So let me go back to the 16. Yeah, it looks nicer. It looks way nicer than 30. And I'm using a style property here, like a cursor pointer. Normally, when you hover on the web page, or when you hover on the web page, the arrow, the mouse pointer is an arrow, but when you get to the button, the register button, it changes to a pointer. So that's what the cursor pointer style properties is doing here. Moving to the detail box, the A, that's the already have an account. The link here, the A is referring to the A tag, the link tag, the attribute, the href tag. That's a margin top of 15 px. That's the space from they already have an account to the button, the register button. The space between them is the 15 px. and the text declaration of none. Usually when you use an a tag and a attribute, the link is underlined. But I use this style text declaration none to remove the underline ABC, sorry, to remove the line beneath the already have an account. And yeah, the last one, the last style is this. When you hover on the register button, it changes color. So basically, the hover, the hover here, that's the work of it, changes the color. So this is my website, and these are my codes. Thank you very much.